Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Three Essential Questions. We do this every week, every Thursday, and then we post it, we record it and post it out on social media. Hopefully it's the same day. Doesn't always happen that way, though. We do our best. And we basically ask the three same essential questions to every guest that we have on our show every week, so we can get all the different takes on the same questions. So our guest today is Stephanie Carrodegua. And Stephanie, am I pronouncing that correctly?
Oh, you're fine, Pam. It's Carrodegua. It's actually a lot easier than what most people think. So yeah.
Carrodegua.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so welcome to the show, Stephanie.
Thank you.
You are the owner of a bed and breakfast. So why don't you
Correct.
Tell us the name of the bed and breakfast first of all, and then I'll.
So we actually just rebranded 100%. So the new name of we're calling it a guest house versus bed and breakfast because of all the COVID stuff. We kind of had to take breakfast out of the equation, so there was less contact. So instead of being a bed and breakfast, we're calling ourselves a guest house. And the new name is El Cuervo ABQ. Yeah.
Oh, love that.
Super excited about that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
So the first question that we ask is, and obviously then this just leads into what you just said, how has this COVID pandemic affected you and your business?
So So we did rebrand. So the COVID affected the bed and breakfast business significantly, and it actually started. So a lot of our demographic comes from Europe. So and then we had the convention center because we're right downtown. So when they started, when Europe and Asia started dealing with all of the COVID-19 stuff, we actually had a lot of travelers that were calling before March. So a lot of business owners didn't have really to deal with the effect of COVID until March or thereafter. Our business, because we're in tourist business, we were affected about middle January.
Oh, wow.
People started calling and canceling reservations. And of course, we have to send back refunds because we take deposits on those dates to hold the date. And so that's like our nest egg, and then the nest egg started to kind of dwindle down. So, I mean, as far as the tourism lodging industry that I'm involved in, it really did a number starting in January, and we barely opened up last week. Yeah.
Wow.
Since we closed March, but we barely opened up last week.
That's amazing that it hit you so, I mean, understandable considering your demographic, that it affected you so soon.
Right. And then when they canceled all of the convention center events. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a good, those two together are probably a good 75% of our business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what have you learned about yourself and your business in this whole thing?
So, and we're talking about the bed and breakfast, right?
The industry, your business, whatever you want to talk about.
So, okay. So I think this pandemic, I'm going to answer the question based off of what has happened, like personally, because I think how it affected me personally is also how it's affected how I deal with my business, right? So I think it's really interesting. I feel like it's forced a lot of people to really limit their distractions on life, right? Like we were distracted by, physically leaving our home and going to work, and then we're at work for, I don't know, at least 60-70% of our day, of our awake day, and that's a huge distraction. 70% of our life is somewhere else and not in the house. Like I'm not dealing with my significant other or my kids. I'm away somewhere else. And then, other entertainment, like going out to the bowling alley or playing pool or things like that, basic entertainment things that we don't have as options anymore, have been taken away, you know. So I think that creates a significant amount of free time.
Yeah.
And with that free time, there's a couple of things that people do with it. You know, I kind of internalized this experience and I'm kind of I don't know if I just like pain, but I'm like, okay, how am I going to come out of this? That's like the first thing that I thought about when this was happening. Because I truly believe this is going to pass. Do I think that we're going to be back to where we are? No, but I do think it's going to pass. And so for me, I'm like, okay, what do I want to see myself as, or how do I want to be participating when this is like settled, when the dust is settled? And so because I took that view with myself, I did the same thing with my businesses. So with the bed and breakfast, it's hard to say this because I don't want to be politically incorrect, but because of the way that the pandemic has affected so many businesses, I feel like what's going to happen, right, is we have all of these different categories of businesses, and some are going to make it and some are going to fall off. So if I'm at my, you know, if I'm like at the top 30% of my or my business category, and then all of a sudden a significant percentage of competition falls off, that raises, like, you know, where I'll be at the end of it. So I know that if we can hold on, and I know that if we can creep to the end of this, I really believe that we'll at the end of it be in a significant position to be better than what we were before.
Yeah.
So that's my whole thing, is like, how can we be better than we were before?
Right.
You know, like, I don't know. I'm yeah, that's my answer.
Yeah.
So
I'm right there with you.
I mean, it comes down to last man standing, but it also, it's I think it's indicative of how you were running your business. Maybe this is not true. This is what I'm riffing off what you said. But if you've run your business successfully so that you have a nest egg that can get you through something like this, then you will be one of the ones that are that can survive it and come out the other side. But I know it's been so brutal. I think that's what's affected so many people, is that they don't, and so many of us, you know, we live paycheck to paycheck, and when the paycheck is gone, so is the business. So I mean, I applaud you for having that ability to withstand this and then come out the other end, and then planning and thinking long-sightedly is something that I don't think we as Americans are actually very good at overall, like long view kind of things. I mean, I think we've gotten so sucked into the what feels good now,
right
mentality, so that, you know, this is great for now, that's okay, I'm okay now. But I think this has been a big wake up call for people to go, oh, you mean like 20 years from now? Oh,
yeah. No, I agree.
Or to have a choice if something like this happens. Like, you have a choice. You could have said, you know what, cut my losses, we're done.
Oh yeah.
Or I want to make it all the way through to the end of this thing, because I see that there will be an end, and I want to be the best I can be when we get to the end of it, and work towards that. So you had a choice, which is, I applaud you for. That's that foresight that not everybody has. And it's a lesson that a lot of people are learning right now.
Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate that, Erica. And also, I mean, aside from the nest egg, also you have to be willing to adapt to that. And humans are the fastest adapting thing on the planet. So they say, right, that we're aware of. And so, but we have free will too. So we have a choice to adapt.
Right.
Exactly.
We have a choice to adapt. And so not only do we have to have that nest egg, but we also have to say, okay, how do we adapt for the CDC? How do we adapt for the regulations that we have? Because things are so different now. So you have to not only like say, okay, is my client, and that's why we had to rebrand, is because the old major estate bed and breakfast, even me saying that, people are I have an expectation of what that is,
right?
And it's not that anymore. Like, I cannot perform my business like that anymore. So you have to, you know, luckily we had a lot of time on our hands, not running our business. So, and that was the thing too, is like, just because I'm not able to, my business is not running or functioning, doesn't mean that I don't have work that I need to do.
Right.
Now I have the most work to do, you know. So we rebranded for that reason. Yeah.
I also want to commend you, because not everybody has the ability to take a look at a situation, put it into a container, and say, okay, this is what it is. So what is this going to look like once I take it out of the box?
Mm-hmm.
How is that going to perform? What is it? I really think that the majority of people don't look at a situation like that. They don't take the time, or whatever it is. But
Right.
That's super important in no matter what the situation or relationship is.
Right.
And that's a pragmatism that a lot of folks, I think, don't have, is that you know, they do that. We get sucked into, because our media also likes to take the poor me.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, oh, this is happening to me. But you know what? This is happening to everyone across the globe.
Right.
So that, okay, you know, that one right there, you're SOL on that one. You can't use that one, because
there's no weight in that excuse.
Global,
right.
So
well,
yeah,
and
that's
well, and it's difficult for me too, because part of my job, and so my other businesses, I'm a personal trainer and a life coach. And so, and I'm also getting my damn real estate license. I swear to God, I'm crazy. I swear I'm crazy.
I'm sensing serving others is definitely a theme in your life.
You know, and that's what I'm going off. And so I think the way that I do think is because that's what I do for a living. Like, I tell my clients, this is where you are. Where do you want to be? You know? And so because it's such a verbiage that I use, it's like I eat, breathe, drink, smell, all of that, you know? It's like, so it's so second nature for me to do that. And it's, so it's definitely beneficial, and I wanted to jump off of what you said too, Erica, about the poor me stance. And I want people to understand. So I'm really glad that you brought that up, because when we look at a victim, when we become the victim, or when we become in a situation where something is happening to us, right? Then we feel that we are not in control. We feel we have no control.
Right.
And so we become immobilized.
Mm-hmm.
Once we take ourselves out of that victim perspective and understand it's happening to everybody and we're all dealing with the same stuff, then you're able to take yourself out and say, okay, I'm not a victim, so I'm not mobilized. What can I actually do? You're not even able to think about what you can do until you can understand that there's a different perspective you can look at. And so many people underestimate themselves. It's really unfortunate. It really
what
is.
We're seeing over and over again, and it's really, I say this every episode, Pam's probably tired of hearing it, is the how you're talking about that adaptability. We're hearing over and over and over again the ways that people are figuring out how this new reality works, and how they are adapting their businesses, and how they're going, well, okay, can't do that anymore, so got to do this. And it's brilliant to me. It is that American spirit. It is that human spirit to okay, like you said, okay, well, now what? And I think because it is global, I think it's been faster for people to go, okay, well, this is real. We got to move. We got to stick and move. And they're figuring it out and adapting fast. And it's been brilliant to watch. It's really heartwarming to see that people aren't crawling into their shells and freaking out, that they're trying to figure out that how to move forward. Okay, now what?
At least the ones we've talked to.
And we've talked to, I mean, we've been doing this now. Yeah, this is for gosh, a long time. Like, we've been doing this. Yeah. So it's been very insightful and very heartwarming.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is good.
So, second question.
Okay.
Oh, I asked my second question. Now it's your third question.
Oh, you did already? And I missed that? Oh, you did. I'm sorry.
Don't worry, Pam, you can watch this after you're done.
Yeah.
You can be updated after.
Right. So how do you see yourself, Stephanie, coming out on the other side of this situation then?
I will not allow myself to go through any pain or discomfort or anything that is hard without learning a lesson. I swear to God. So I've made that promise to myself. Everything, I'm a personal trainer, so I understand that pain is necessary for growth. Not always, but most often. And it can be physical pain, emotional pain, spiritual pain, like all of those things. You have to, there's a big, you know, like there's a big catalyst to, like, there's a tipping point where there's some radical change. I feel like I can tell, I don't have a good answer for you, Pam, because this is such a screwed up, messed up thing, right? That things keep changing, and I don't know what I'll be like at the end of this. I know that whatever lessons I was supposed to learn, I'm hoping that I'm open to receiving those. I can say that. So I'll be just that much more experienced in crap at the end of this. And tolerant, right? Like I remember I had a client tell me, I want to learn tolerance. And I said, that means you have to put yourself in situations where you have to be able to be tolerant, you know, to practice that. So it's hard. Like, these things are hard. I want to be a great example for my daughter. That is probably, aside from my lessons that whatever the universe is sending to me, the example that I'm giving my daughter right now, I feel like is vital. I don't think that we realize the significance of this time right now. The fact that we were people who lived life as status quo and have created adapting, the point of adaptation on. Like, this is a very unique position to be in life, and I'm grateful that I'm dealing with it. I'm grateful that we're,
or maybe it's me,
in it. But my daughter needs,
we're going to catch up in a second,
to be strong with that. I think you're frozen, Pam.
That's okay. Yeah, she'll catch up.
Okay.
Signal. But
I just want to be stronger. That's the thing, is like, I'm not going to go through this, and I'm not going to put my reps in every day dealing with this COVID crap. You know, like, we come in, we show up every day, and I'm like, I call it putting in my reps, like putting in my workout. I'm not going to go through all of this to not, like, learn from it and grow from it. So I'm okay with however I come out. If I don't have a bed and breakfast or lodging business after this, then I'll be on to something else. As long as I grow from this, I'm okay. Yeah.
And moving forward. Yeah. That's the brilliance of it. I liked your the point of adaptation. I like that. I'm going to totally steal that. I like that.
Please do.
That's exactly what it is. It's,
yes.
You're right. We've hit this place where, as a planet, I don't think we've ever been, well, maybe back in the 1918s when we went through when the Spanish flu came through, it was probably pretty upsetting too. And maybe,
but we never dealt with it globally like this, though.
Right. Well, it was, but we didn't know about it, and it didn't spread like it does now because people couldn't get on planes and fly around.
Or the internet.
Right?
The internet's a huge part too. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But maybe that's what we needed, though. Maybe we needed that shakeup of the status quo so that people would realize that a big thing now, I've always homeschooled my kids. So this hasn't been a huge disruption for me. One's already graduated, one's going into a senior year. So but I'm on 17 years of homeschooling.
Wow. Good for you. You're all, I'm a veteran of homeschooling.
So for us, it hasn't been that big a change, but I think that people are getting, they're realizing that this is something that I've been seeing, that maybe we've put a little too much emphasis on what schools are supposed to mean in our lives. Like,
or jobs, or partners.
Well, I mean, like, schools are babysitters. That's where kids get their health care. That's where they're getting their nutrition. That's where they're getting their, their counseling. That's where, shouldn't that, as parents, shouldn't that really be coming from us? And, but I get the people have to work, and so their kids have to go somewhere. I just think it's that the importance has shifted maybe a little more than it should have. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. And I think that that's also the thing I love. It's hard to say I love things about this pandemic because it's such a
I know, sounds
horrible,
weird, but no, I get it.
It does. But the thing that it's breaking every system. And that's what I love about it. Like, I'm the type of person, and this is because of what I do for one of the things that I do for a living, or two of the things that I do for a living, but it's like, where is the system weak? Like, what is going on? What is there? I mean, and that's what happened with businesses, right? People were able to see what industries were weaker than others and what industries boomed. Like, our idea of what we expected to happen because of this, nothing has been whatever I expected whenever the pandemic happened. Like, it's everything, like, things that we think should make sense are not making sense.
Right.
You know what I mean? Our idea of reality and generations prior to us, right? These things have radically changed. And the amount of time frame that it took,
we're talking
blows my mind. Blows my mind.
I know, exactly.
I can't even comprehend it. I can't comprehend that.
So I've been a virtual
weird
assistant for 10 plus years. And when I first started out, people were like, oh, but you're really here. Ooh, you know, and that was the joke. Right. And like, no one, I would say to people, can we have a meeting online instead of me driving in Albuquerque? Can we meet online? And it was like, oh no, we need to be face to face to do business. And okay. And I drive in, and now I have more meetings on my schedule than I ever had prior, because people are realizing, oh, you mean I could have 6 meetings in a day, but each one be 15, 20 minutes long. And I don't have to go, like that distraction you were talking about, that 70%. I don't have to get in my car, drive across town, fight with traffic, pay for the gas. Oh, I'm going to eat because I'm out. You know, I'm saving so much money. Finally getting to stay home. But that, and then like people who got sent home to work from home, thank goodness that the technology exists that they're able to do that.
Oh,
and then whole businesses, Twitter, for instance, huge corporation has said, you know what? Don't come back. Stay at home.
Right.
We have not seen any decline. People are so thankful that they have a job. Everything's, and it's working so smoothly, and you're working from home. Continue.
Absolutely.
Right.
And the overhead
for years I've been saying this, but now it's like, you know, it's forced, and people are going, oh, you mean, oh, like working from home? Yes.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, but now we can be international, right? So when our first, you know, demographic was just this big, we literally are worldwide now. Like, the amount of people that we can reach because we're utilizing a different vehicle for communication, most of our communication. It's just so different, you know what I mean? And it's like, and I feel like you have to, I always sum things up to two choices because anyway, there's I want everybody to know there's colors other than black and white. I just don't, I'm not aware of them. You have two choices. You can either accept what's going on and try to figure out how you're gonna, you know, float, or you cannot accept what's going on, kick, scream, white knuckle the shit out of everything. You're still gonna lose.
Right. So true.
You're still gonna lose. And people, I've talked to clients and they don't even understand that they're white knuckling it. The true thing is that they're having a hard time changing. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And it's like, but honey, do you want to lose your business?
Right.
You know? It's not about what you want to do. It's about what everybody else
It's what your options are, not about what you want necessarily, but what your options
Absolutely.
are.
Yeah. You have to be able to look at things in a realistic perspective and say, what are my actual options? Instead of floating in between and talking about both things and never really solidly putting your finger down, you know? And now we don't have time. If people didn't think we had time before this, and competition was bad before this, I think it's going to be way worse.
Interesting.
Because we're worldwide. We're worldwide.
okay.
People
Yeah.
are going to network worldwide.
Yeah.
Way more
That's a good
competition.
point. Yeah.
Way more.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Stephanie, you're
It's
awesome. Obviously you've got your finger on the pulse of your business, and you know what you want to do and how you want to move.
Thank you.
And that's
I'm excited.
fantastic.
Right. And then you have to be excited too, because that creates hope too.
Right.
And geez, we need that right now. You know,
Yes.
we need that right now. So I'm like, I'm excited. I don't care if the ship is burning down or whatever. At least there's flames or something that I can deal with. You know, I love it. Life is good.
Yeah.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
It is a choice.
It is a choice.
Yeah.
It is. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
every day that we can get up and stand on our own 2 feet, we have a world of opportunity in front of us. How do you take advantage of it?
It's our choice.
And if you step up and you're, it's all about perspective.
It is.
Have fun, everybody. I love you. I hope everybody's life is good, and just try. And if some days are harder than others, that's okay.
Yep. And you can, sometimes, some days it's, just call in bed. I'm done. It's 2 PM. I don't care. I'm going to go swimming, and then I'm going to go to bed, because get up the next morning and you try again. Yeah. Some days are better than others, but hey, every day you wake up and you're breathing, it's a day to start.
We're not done yet. We're not done yet.
Nope. Exactly. Yeah.
So Stephanie, if folks want to get a hold of you in one of your many businesses, how would they do such a thing?
Okay, so it's probably best and easiest to just call or text me. My phone number is 505-340-9786. So if you have any questions about health and fitness or life coaching, anything about the bed and breakfast. We're also going to be on Yelp. We're doing a Yelp event at the end of this month. We're super, super, super excited about. We're collaborating with Howie, and I believe it's the Safe House Distillery for the event. And we're really excited about that. It's a murder mystery event. So if you want to get in contact with me, show up to the murder mystery event. You'll see me there. If you have questions, you can ask me questions there. So the best way to get a hold of me, honestly, is just texting me. Most often I can't answer the phone. I'm with clients or doing something. So just texting me at that phone number is going to be great. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have a great rest of your day.
Great conversation today. Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks, Pam. Thank you, Erica. Have a good day, ladies.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.